Hey, welcome to Soul Whispers Tarot. I'm Karen. Today we're looking into your person's current thoughts and feelings for you. What's really going on for them right now. So we have 4 sets of cards today. Set of cards number 1 is the blue set. Set of cards number 2 is the pink card. Set of cards number 3 is the white card. And set of cards number 4 is the black card. So take some time to tune in. You can pause the video right now if you need to. See which set of cards really resonates with you the most, and then we'll get straight into it. Welcome to set of cards number 1. You've chosen the blue card. So we're going to look very deeply into your person's feelings for you right now. Unfortunately, I can't remember the name of this deck. So if anyone knows, please write it in the comments below. Okay, so let's get straight into it. I've already pulled the cards for you. Firstly, we're going to look at the tarot, and then we have tons of oracle cards and message cards for you as well. And then a little bit later, we'll be looking at the divination dice and the charms and pulling message out of the bag as well. So you're starting off with the Lovers. Wow. The 7 of Swords. The Hanged Man. The 5 of Cups. And the Page of Cups. Okay, and then we have the messages from the heart cards. These are available on my website to pre-order. I'm sending them out in late September. So if you want a copy, the details are below this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. So you have obstacles, regret, reunion, insecure, holding on, and risk-taking. Wow. So powerful energies for set of cards number 1, how they really feeling about you. We're starting off with the Lovers, and there's a reunion card here as well. They see you as a soulmate. They see you perhaps as a twin flame, whether they know that label or not. They see you as highly significant. They really feel that deep down. They've always felt like that. They've felt like that from very early on, if not straight away from when they met you. They are wanting a reunion. They want to come back together. They feel this oneness. Your connection takes them beyond any other connection they've ever felt. They feel it's spiritual. They feel this higher dimensional quality to your connection. This person is spending a lot of time going inwards, thinking about you. I really feel like they're watching you from afar as well. But this person's feeling very insecure. They feel like you're too good for them, and that's what's causing them to run away at times or keep their distance. I feel like they're either communicating with you from afar, or for some of you, they're totally ghosting you, but you just know that they're watching you. Maybe they're putting things online where they're hinting about their feelings to you, or they're just putting things that they want you to see. They're trying to kind of show you in some kind of way that they are always thinking of you. They're trying to let you know in some cases, or this could be very soon, they're going to try and let you know that they do feel the same way that you feel about them, but they're very insecure. I feel like they're intimidated by this connection, or they're intimidated by you. In some cases it could be an age gap. You may be older than them or something like that. Or they're intimidated because they see you as really beautiful or something like that. And this person may suffer from a poor self-image. They're very nervous around you, and they don't feel good enough. So this person may have interacted with you in unhealthy ways, like it may have come across as mind games. They may have tried to get reactions from you at times because they're trying to figure out your feelings for them, or they're trying to seek some sort of reassurance, but it's in an unhealthy way. You just need this person to be their true self and reach out and express their real feelings. But they're in this place of pause, the Hanged Man, and they feel like you're kind of angry at them. All these people are persecuting this person. They know that the way they've interacted with you, or if they're ghosting you right now, they know it's unfair, but they're just so insecure, like they don't know how else to go about this situation. At the core of that, I'm hearing from Spirit, is they're needing a lot of time to go inwards. They're trying to figure things out. They're connecting more with the divine. There's a feeling that they're trying to hear messages from the divine, or trying to listen to their own intuition, because with the Lovers here, they do know this is very spiritual and Spirit is involved in the connection. So for some, they're really just trying to tune into that. Hanged Man hangs himself upside down by the ankle on purpose in order to see things from a different perspective. So in the bigger picture of your connection right now, this separation is going on for you both to go inwards and connect more with the higher realms, the higher dimensions, remembering your true selves. It's developing your intuitive skills, connecting you more to soul family, okay? It's teaching you unconditional love as well, because you and this person have been going through a lot. They do feel a lot of regret. They feel really bad and they feel foolish. I feel like they've done certain things, they've run away, or they've hinted to you, or they've done some unhealthy things that they feel really like foolish or embarrassed about. So that's added to them kind of hiding. They're in hiding right now. And in a way, they're wanting to turn back time and do things differently. They do want to make amends. They do want a reunion. They do want growth here. And they're very much holding on to your connection. But yeah, I feel like they're feeling embarrassed. They're being represented here by the Page of Cups. So there's a naivety about this person. And I don't mean that in like a condescending way, but there's just an innocence, a childlike quality to this person. They may have been acting a bit childishly or a bit immature, but their heart was always in the right place. Five of Cups, yeah, they feel like they've made many mistakes. 3 cups are spilt over, so this is them having those regrets, feeling like they've let you down, and that is highly contributing to them not feeling good enough for you. They feel like they've let you down, perhaps in many ways, in many times, because they had so much fear that was really holding them back. They were keeping you on hold, but they're still wanting to come forward. I feel like they will. There's 2 cups still standing upright here. They still know you have this powerful connection. This could be your twin flame or just a powerful soulmate connection, and they know that. And they feel like your bond is unbreakable, so they're having regrets because they've kind of walked all over the connection in certain ways. They've made mistakes, and yet the connection is still here, it's still unbreakable. So they're like, regretting that they can't take those things back. And yeah, they're still working towards your connection. They're still wanting to come back together, or they're wanting things to work out between you both. But I feel like they still have insecurities. So yeah, there's been a lot of obstacles here. In some cases, it could be other people were involved. That could be what these people here are representing. Other people judging your connection. They may be fearful that not only you're judging them, but if anyone else kind of knows about your connection, they're fearful that other people are going to judge them, or that other people are going to witness them when they make mistakes or something. So they're fearful of that as well. They're very much fearful of what people think of them. That's one of their main blocks. So yeah, there's obstacles between you both. It says karma, but that's part of the soul contract. Everything that's happened is what you and this person were meant to and are meant to work through in that soul contract that you have. They feel like they need more healing. They feel like there's a lot of complications. There is divine timing involved here, and they feel like they need to awaken more as well. So they're very much holding on to your connection. They're not letting you go. They're very much focused on you still. And you're feeling that energetically. You just know this person's always kind of there in the background. You may have a very powerful telepathic bond where you're connecting in the higher realms. And you always feel that you feel this person's presence with you all the time. And you know that they feel you with them. And yeah, there's been some codependency. For some of you, that's what's currently going on. For others of you, there was more codependency in the past, and maybe this person let you down many times. But that is what actually initiated you surrendering more and focusing more on yourself, because they needed that time and space to work on themselves as well. But this person is really thinking about coming back around, taking a risk, take a leap of faith, trusting the divine, trusting their intuition, taking action against all odds. They are working on how to be more courageous and really go for it within your connection. Okay, so let's look at some more messages cards. All of these cards are my own creation, but currently it's only these cards that I'm currently selling on my website. So you have, I'm totally broken, Ten of Swords. I feel like that they feel like they've let themselves down, they've let you down, and that regret is just so powerful. It's really, really painful to them. You may have been through some sort of tower moment. You may have felt like you were betrayed by this person, and this person, they regret that massively. Their worst fear was like giving you so much heartbreak, making you feel so much pain, or making you feel betrayed. That was like their biggest fear. So maybe that is why they didn't feel ready for a full reunion with you in the past. So maybe they were trying to give themselves to you in the ways that they could, or maybe it came across as they were kind of lying to you in terms of giving you false hope and false promises that they weren't delivering upon. But that's because they felt pressured. They knew that that's what you were wanting, and that's what they were wanting to provide for you as well. But they just weren't ready. They weren't in that place, like genuinely, like 100% to fully follow through on those promises. So maybe you went for a major tower moment, feeling majorly stabbed in the back or betrayed by this person, when you realized there was a lot of talk and not much action kind of thing. But they really, really genuinely didn't mean to hurt you. They were just so afraid of you moving away from them if you realized that they couldn't deliver upon those promises in the time frame that you were hoping that they would do. I'm hearing the calling. This is the Judgment card. So yeah, they know it's a divine connection. They are listening to spirit, your soul family, the divine, and they are healing themselves. They are very much on this divine path of deeper spiritual enlightenment. But again, it's like they're taking a lot of alone time. That is what they need. They're connecting to the divine. I'm hearing they're trying to subconsciously, it's like their soul's trying to get them to overcome these fears or these beliefs that everyone's going to be negatively judging them, because this is the Judgment card as well. So this person has a lot of self-judgment. They care a lot. They worry a lot about what other people think of them. Maybe they grew up where they received a lot of criticism. They felt like they failed like their mother or their father in some kind of way, in major ways. Maybe this has kind of played out again in your connection, and they're feeling like a failure in many ways. But this is one of their major lessons that they're here to overcome. That is their karma that they're learning. Let's start all over again, the Ace of Cups. So yeah, they want to have a new beginning with you. Ace of Cups is really just saying to me that their feelings for you are true and pure. There is an innocence about them. Page of Cups, there is an innocence about them no matter what's happened. And yeah, you still need to create healthy boundaries and all things like that, but their heart was always in the right place, even if it didn't feel that way, okay? So that major heartbreak, that major tower moment that you may have experienced with this person, they honestly did not mean to make you go through that. But I'm hearing that was something that had to happen in this connection for you both to learn and grow in a major way. I want you, so I'm coming to get you. This is the King of Wands. So yeah, in their mind, they may be having these fantasies about being the King of Wands and being confident, and they want you, so I'm coming to get you. This may be what they were telling you at some point. This may be what they're telling themselves, but in reality, they're more like the Page of Cups, and they are moving towards you, but it's in a much more slow and cautious way. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, insecure, like worrying about what you're thinking kind of thing. But they're still very much coming towards you. I want to give you everything, the 6 of Pentacles. So they're wanting to make amends. Their biggest dream for your connection is to be able to give you back everything you gave to them. And you may have given them a lot. And so that's partly why they're struggling. They felt like they could not give back equally, and they feel like there's this huge debt in a way, this huge amount of love. They want to prove themselves to you, but they're still like that Page of Cups. They still have these insecurities. You are my soulmate, the 6 of Cups. So this is someone from your past returning to your life in the traditional tarot. This is someone that you've shared many past lives with as well. And again, it talks about an innocence. It shows 2 children in the traditional tarot, and it shows the boy offering the cup with the flowers to the girl. So yeah, again, there's that childlike quality to this person. I'm hearing that when they first met you, and maybe even now, they just had no idea how to interact in this connection, how to open their heart, how to be healthy and interact with you in healthy ways. Like, they had no idea. So they were trying their best with the knowledge that they had at the time, and they're still trying their best. But they do feel like they've made a lot of mistakes. So these are Our Eternal Love cards. The first one is, I was too afraid to tell you how much I love you. And they were too afraid because they weren't loving themselves. So they thought you were too good for them. They feel like they'd be making a fool out of themselves if they opened their heart and directly told you how much they love you. So they were kind of hinting to you, or being hot and cold, very cautious, constantly like trying to gauge how you felt about them, what you thought of them, kind of thing. And these are the kind of cycles in their mind that they got caught up in. I became obsessed with you and it scared me. Yeah, so they sometimes feel like they need you too much, and it frightens the hell out of them because they feel like you're too good for them. Or maybe some of you are kind of moving on. Maybe some of them deep down know that you have like soul contracts with other people, and they may do as well. Maybe they feel like it's not the right divine timing as well. I became obsessed with you and it scared me. So yeah, they became so like almost like in awe of you. Like, they were so worried about what you thought of them. They were so worried that because they'd put you on a pedestal, you could just leave them at any moment. They felt like you were maybe going places. And maybe they felt like they were just kind of getting stuck in their same insecure kind of cycles. So maybe they felt like they were just staying in the same place, but you were moving forward in your life kind of thing. I feel envious of everyone who is close to you. I want to be by your side too. So they may be looking at your social media, or they may see you with other people. Some of you may be dating someone else, or they may be like envious of your friends and family, everyone that means something to you, where you spend your life with these other people, you interact with these other people in the 3D. They're envious because that is what they want as well. They want you in their life in some way. I've always struggled to feel good enough for you. Yeah. That's been their biggest struggle. And that's what's perpetuated their biggest fears and held them back. I'm so afraid of rejection. Yeah, that I haven't taken a risk to be with you. So this person, they may still be hinting. The final tarot card was the Page of Cups. It's like they maybe come forward and hint their feelings. Or they may express their feelings, but then they may retreat again. Because that, to them, even that small step is taking like a huge risk. So let's look at my soul's desire cards. I've been through hell and back, and I feel like that hell is like all these intense fears are losing you, and then they realize that those fears actually hurt you really badly, and then that's put them through hell as well. I want to wake up beside you every day. So yeah, again, they want to be in your life. They want to be highly significant to you. They want to be in your 3D life. They want to be your partner. I'm sorry I run. This is just also intense, and I don't know how to handle it. Okay, so there's a lot of like karma between you and this person. There's a lot in that soul contract for you both to learn. Intense lessons. So it's not going to be easy. They run because they don't even consciously know why they're running. But again, there needs to be this time and space for healing. And so that's why that's occurring in a big picture. In the big picture, you are constantly in my dreams. So if you're in a separation, when they dream at night, you're often in their dreams. You're often interacting with each other and working through wounds, doing your soul mission in your dream state, in the astral realms, in the higher dimensions. I'm ready. I don't want to fight this anymore. So this person is going to be coming forward to you more than ever before. It still may be kind of limited in certain ways, but for them it is taking like a big risk. It is taking like a big leap of faith in opening their heart. It just said 2222 on the camera then. So they don't want to fight. They don't want to feel these insecurities anymore. So let's pull some messages out of the bag next. Taking action. Wow. They will take that action. That leap of faith, facing their fears, coming forward, expressing their feelings in some kind of way. To them, it's a big deal. Yeah, one of their biggest blocks throughout your whole connection is they were trying to impress you. They were trying to be something that they're not, because they felt like their true self wasn't good enough. But that's something, that's like the soul contract, one of the main things they have to overcome and learn from. Disheartened. So they may be feeling disheartened right now. Maybe there's a separation. Maybe you are like living your life more, and they feel energetically that you've kind of moved on. Chasing drama. So yeah, there was a lot of drama. Maybe there was a runner-chaser dynamic here in the past. It created a lot of drama, but there is healing of this. Your connection is healing very, very deeply. letting go of codependency is what I'm hearing, has led or is leading to a lot of healing. So let's look at the divination dice. This is the Fool card, taking a leap of faith, and we had taking action as the first message out of the bag as well. You and this person are leaving baggage behind, leaving the past behind, and this is a new beginning, starting over with this person. This is a potion. So yeah, this reminds me of Shrek. I mentioned Shrek films quite a lot, where he's an ogre and he doesn't feel good enough for Princess Fiona. Other people have even told Shrek he's not good enough, so your person may have experienced that as well, or it could just be their own thoughts, their own mind telling them they're not good enough. So Shrek takes a potion to become the appearance of a handsome human, and yeah, it's just basically symbolizing that your person has tried to be something that they're not. Yeah, look, we have trying to impress you, but the whole time you just needed this person to be their true self. This is all about them needing to love themselves for who they truly are. Because Fiona, Princess Fiona, loves Shrek for him being his true self as the ogre. So when I see this like alien gun, it's really telling me that you've known this person from many different lifetimes, different planets. And also there's like a bigger message here about you and this person are light workers. Your connection in some way is inspiring a lot of healing energy to come through. Many of you may be expressing your experiences about your connection to a bigger community, or it could be that just what you're learning is raising your vibration. So energetically, wherever you go, it's helping to heal other people. Yeah, there's been a lot of mountains to climb in this connection, but the sun's coming up, and it's like water break through mountains. Water is so adaptable. You've both been very flexible, adaptable, and had many new beginnings. This is saying that you can overcome these obstacles and difficulties. And you're both really becoming your true angelic selves. You're spreading your wings. You're learning to be more of who you truly are, embracing your true selves. And again, there's a sun here. It's like you're both light workers. You're here to make help with the major shift of this planet into the higher vibrations. So let's finish this reading by looking at the charms. What additional information do you need to know about your connection and their feelings? Okay, so I'm immediately seeing a cactus here. This is saying that for some of you, it's like both of you, even if it's playing out in a way where it feels like you're the chaser, they're the runner. The cactus survives in really harsh conditions where there's droughts. And they really hold that water in, hold their emotions in, bottle up the emotions. But there's been a drought of love in your and this person's past. So maybe you didn't feel loved. There was emotional unavailability in your childhoods. So there's this defense mechanism with all these spines here, like if you get too close then you get hurt kind of thing. So kind of stubbornness from this person as well. There's a clock here, divine timing. Sorry, I was just trying to read what it said. Proverbs 3.5. Okay, so that may be significant. I don't know what that proverb is. Bullshit remover. Yeah, this is the karma. Bullshit, lies, masks, hiding yourselves. This is being removed. And we have the throat chakra bead. This is clear expression, expressing your true selves, being more of who you really are in the world. And this person is learning to find their voice, learning to be more comfortable in expressing their emotions to you as well. So I really hope this reading has resonated with you and been helpful. If it has, please give it a thumbs up, write a comment, share it, subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in purchasing the messages from the heart cards, the details are available below this video, in the description box and in the pinned comment. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye. Welcome to set of cards number 2. You've chosen the pink Ace of Cups. So we're going to be looking deeply into your person's feelings for you, what's really going on for them right now. This is the Connolly Tarot. I've already pulled the cards. We have some oracle cards as well from the messages from the heart cards, which is my own deck. So let's look into what's come out for you, what's really going on in terms of this person's feelings for you. So you have the 7 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords, the 2 of Cups, and the 9 of Swords. Move these over a little. And then from the messages from the heart cards, you have fear, heartbreak, cat and mouse, tortoise, wounded, and roller coaster. So very intense energies for set of cards number 2. Okay, so this person's feeling all over the place with the roller coaster. They're feeling highs and lows right now about your connection. They're feeling pleasure and pain, hot and cold. They may be emotionally unavailable and non-committal at this time. I feel like you're trying to get close to this person and they're definitely the runner in this situation. We have the cat and mouse, runner and chaser. This person has a fear of intimacy, but they also have a fear of abandonment as well. So they're really all over the place. There's a 2 of Swords. I'm really getting the sense that 1 minute they're feeling happy and confident in their own feelings. I'm getting a sense that they're insecure in their own feelings about your connection. So sometimes they're just really pulling away. They're really trying to figure out what are their true feelings. And then other times they're like the 2 of Cups here. There's more harmony. They feel sure of themselves. They feel sure of this connection, sure of their feelings. But then this person's worrying all the time. They go back to overthinking things. 9 of Swords. So this is sleepless nights. This person is very much in their head. Sometimes you catch glimpses of them being in their heart, but they have so much fear. 4 of Pentacles. I feel like some of you, when you're sensing this person running away, you're trying to chase them. runner and chaser. And I feel like this is actually causing this person to run away more because they feel pressured into feeling certain ways about you. And if you're chasing them, they're getting stuck in uncertainty, they're getting stuck in fears, and because they're like, they can feel this pressure of you wanting them to be open and like the Two of Cups and sure of their feelings and coming towards you, coming out of their shell. But the more that they're feeling like you're trying to pull them out of their shell and get them to feel a certain way, the more they're worrying that they're just being pressured into that and it's not their genuine feelings. This person is taking a lot of space at times because they need to have that space to know and become certain about their own feelings. Otherwise, if they're coming towards you and feel it because they're feeling pressured to do that, they're unsure of their own authentic feelings. So there needs to be a surrender in this connection. There needs to be an end of this runner chaser. I feel like you may need to give them the benefit of the doubt, allow them to pull away, and in that alone time, that is without that pressure added onto them, that is when they're going to become sure of their feelings for you. And in many cases, that is when this person is really going to open up and come out of their shell, out of their own volition, not because they feel like you're trying to pull them out of their shell. That is going to keep them stuck in uncertainty. They need time and space to realize their true, authentic feelings, because that is what is going to make them confident in their feelings for you, because they do feel the Two of Cups. They do feel that you are a soulmate. They know they're creating a lot of heartbreak for you, but at the same time, subconsciously, you know, this isn't even going on a conscious level for this person. Subconsciously, this person keeps pulling away because they're seeking that alone time. They're seeking a freedom from feeling pressured. They need to feel like they're making their own decision. They've come to the conclusion of they love you and want to be with you without being pressured into that. So they're feeling a lot of heartbreak as well, because it's very much a roller coaster up and down, and they may not even consciously understand why they're trying to pull away. But yeah, at times they're running. They may feel like you're needing too much from them, or wanting them or expecting them to feel certain ways, and it was before they were even sure of their own feelings. But they did have like the feelings of love even in the beginning, is what I'm feeling, but they just keep getting stuck in uncertainty because they feel like they're being pulled out of their shell. They feel like they're pressured into making a decision that just keeps them stuck between head and heart, and not knowing whether they're just doing things because they know you want them to do those things, or whether they're doing things from their own place of feeling love. So yeah, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of sleepless nights for this person. It's very traumatic for this person. They feel like there's something wrong with them because they're not understanding what's going on. They're not understanding why they feel this constant need to get away, but then at the same time they feel this powerful magnetic bond to you. This person has a lot of wounds from their childhood. I feel like they most likely grew up in a family where emotions weren't talked about. There was emotional unavailability, or this could be someone where they don't know their parents, or their parents died when they were young, or something like that. They are suffering with this abandonment wound, and they got used to being very independent and self-sufficient, and it can come across as they've got this hard shell around them, and sometimes they have. But I feel like this is someone who naturally needs a lot of alone time because that is what they're used to. And and it's very hard for this person to let their walls down, especially if they're feeling pressured. But I really feel like this person wants to let their guard down. They want to open their heart, but there's been this back and forth cycle, and they just really need time and space right now to be able to feel their own desires, feel like they're missing you. You know, if you're around too much, if they feel like you're constantly waiting in the wings for them, then they feel that pressure. But if you get on with your own life, if you live your own life and you're truly happy within yourself, then they're going to genuinely feel like they're missing you because the pressure's off. We have, how do we make positive change? This is really, really good. This person, they did have the Nine of Swords, so that is them having sleepless nights. That's them really, really thinking, how can you fix this situation? They're really wanting this harmony of that Two of Cups. They're really wanting to see eye to eye. They're very, very wounded by this emotional roller coaster. It's been extremely intense. It's created a lot of heartbreak. It's like intensified their fears at times. They really want to come out of their shell. They really appreciate that you've been so patient with them, and they want to do right by you. So the next one is, I'm so weighed down. Another 10, 10 of Wands. So 10s are about positive changes, positive transitions, the ending of an old cycle. You know, they want to get rid of this whole cat and mouse and fearful and all these anxieties, and they just want a calmness. They want harmony between you both. And this 10 of Wands, this is like these burdens are just weighed so heavily on their shoulders. These anxieties, this overactive thinking. But it's a 10, so they're nearly at this place of letting those burdens go, having an epiphany. I feel like if you take a step back, if you take the pressure off this person, like truly, after a little while, they'll be able to see things clearly, because a lot of their time and energy has been spent on trying to keep you at a distance so that they can have their own space to figure things out. But again, they didn't consciously realize that that was what's going on. But as soon as you really truly give them the space to come to their own decisions, then they will know their feelings for you. Yeah, let's heal this, and they will come closer to you. This is moving out of adversity into a brighter future. So they want to come out of these choppy waters, feeling all over the place, so that they can have this harmony, this Two of Cups. You're on the same page. They want a relationship that's equal, balance, and where they feel like they can truly open their heart and feel safe in that. I'm hearing from Spirit that they didn't feel safe if they felt pressured by you, and they will only feel safe if they know that you can be happy and whole within yourself, and you're not going to look to them or try and pull them out of their shell, because this person is very much an introvert, and I feel like they'll always be that way. But they will open up to you so much more if you give them that time and space to come to missing you of their own accord, kind of thing, and feeling their emotions of their own accord. I'm too scared to face up to it. Seven of Swords. Okay, so there will still be a little bit of a roller coaster. This isn't going to change overnight. I feel like they need to trust you in terms of you're not going to pressure them. There may have been times in the past where you did take a step back and you allowed them to come forward, but if they felt pressured again, then it kind of it kind of damaged their trust a little bit again, and so they would have withdrawn. And they've not consciously realised, they've not had that time and space to realise why this cycle's happening, what's really going on. And so at times they've just wanted to bury their head in their sand, or just completely walk away, but then they always feel drawn back to you. I'm going to prove myself to you. So that's really good. They're trying to overcome their wounds. They're trying to overcome their fears as well. But they really need the support of you, just trusting them to come back around of their own accord. So I'm hearing from Spirit, and I read this book many years ago. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. It's going to be very, very helpful for you. There's a chapter in that about men are like rubber bands, and they pull away, but if you allow them to, they spring right back. So for some of you, that book by John Gray is going to be really helpful. So I've pulled some of the Our Eternal Love cards next. So you have, you see deeply into me and it scares the hell out of me. Okay, so I do feel like this person is used to being an introvert, kind of hiding in their shell, kind of they got used to in childhood not really being noticed for who they truly are. They do have a deep abandonment wound. So in some cases, I feel like this person, they learnt to associate love with emotional unavailability. Like they felt that with their parents. Like their parents, they knew their parents loved them, but, and this is just one example, it can be different, these wounds could have come about in different ways, but one example is they may have known that their parents loved them, but their parents were still very emotionally unavailable, so this love was expressed from like emotional distance, a lot of distance, or it could be that they were literally like abandoned if their parents died or something like that. Or that in some cases they could have known that their parents didn't love them, or they didn't know like one of their parents or something like that. I can't sleep at night because I'm worried about our connection. How do we make it work? This is really positive. Like they're definitely trying to figure out how to make it work, and having sleepless nights about it. But I do feel that if you genuinely surrender and take a step back in a loving way, you know, without any anger or resentment or anything like that, if you just literally focus on your own wholeness, then this cycle will become clear to them. They will genuinely feel their emotions, their genuine emotions that have been kind of locked behind their fears. The genuine emotions will rise up, and that's when you'll be hearing from them. They'll be more secure and confident in trusting their own emotions. I feel like they've lost trust in themselves because they've been so all over the place, head versus heart, and not knowing what's going on. But they will understand things very soon. This is not all in your imagination, it's real. Okay, so I'm actually feeling like they're going to realize that. They're going to realize it's not all in their head, that their love for you is real. Because sometimes when they really feel this urge to retreat because they're feeling too pressured, then they kind of forget that fear clouds them from seeing their love for you. And then they're going to just remember when they have that space for the fears to dissipate. They're going to remember and realize that their love, their feelings for you are real. Okay, so at times they may have been scared that their feelings for you weren't real, and then they felt pressured by you, so then maybe they felt like they were faking things. They felt like they needed to show you affection or reach out or express their feelings. And maybe if they were in a place of fear but they knew you were expecting them to open up, maybe they felt like they were faking it, or that they kind of knew deep down that they did have these feelings for you, but in the moment that those feelings were being clouded by all their fears, and so they were just saying those things. They were doubtful of those feelings in their mind when the fears were really there. So they may have just been going through the motions and saying these things because they trusted on a deep down level that they felt that way, but then their mind was like unsure. So they were just saying things, feeling like deep down those feelings probably were real, but they weren't fully sure. They were a bit uncertain. I just feel so intimidated by our connection. So yeah, they're not used to anyone getting so close and seeing into them or trying to get into their shell with them, kind of thing. And it's going to take this person quite a while to get used to that emotional intimacy. So at times they have felt intimidated and they've run away, and they feel like something's wrong with them because they may pick up or sense, or you may have told them that there's something wrong with them or something like that, and then it's like maybe confirming their biggest fears about themselves, and so that's creating a lot of heartbreak for them. And they feel like if they feel like there's something wrong with them, then it's hard for them to open up even more. You know, it kind of makes it a bit more harder. I'm so grateful for all that I have learned from you and our connection. Thank you. So they've learned a hell of a lot from your relationship, a lot about themselves, and they're going to be, if you give them the time and the space, like genuinely, you know, not just for a few days, or they need to genuinely come to these own decisions for themselves about their true feelings. They need the pressure off so they can remember their feelings, have their true feelings come up. And yeah, they'll be learning so much more from that. Okay, so we have my soul's desire cards. This time around, I'll do things right. Please trust me again. So they may have broken your trust as well. Like they may have got close to you many times when they were feeling more certain of their feelings, and then something triggered them again. They felt pressured again, and then they ran away again, and then they know that you don't trust them. So it's all been a bit of a mess, but I'm hearing from Spirit, there's going to be a deeper just awareness on both sides. For some of you, this awareness may come about through some sort of conflict, some sort of tower moment, some sort of separation. But for many of you, if you don't want to go through that painful tower moments, you need to take a step back. We are about to reunite. Okay, so there's a powerful magnetic bond between you and this person, and you are going to reunite. All of this roller coaster, all of these wounds that have been coming up, they've been triggered for a reason. You and this person have a really powerful connection, and it is to bring up these barriers and wounds so they can be examined and eventually understood, so you can release them and open your hearts and release this cat and mouse, this runner-chaser dynamic. I can't imagine my life without you. So that is really, really positive. This is definitely not a case of they just don't care about you. They can't imagine their life without you. They do feel that powerful bond, but at times it's just so exasperating and painful for them to have this powerful connection with you and it feel like it's just all over the place, a complete mess. This connection's highlighting to them and to you both your wounds and blocks and what needs to be healed. And that's hard to face. It's the ego doesn't want to admit our own faults, kind of thing, our own things that we need to heal. This person at times may feel like there's a mountain to climb, and that's really painful to them. So maybe they bury their head in their sand, maybe they try and run away, and they just want an easier life or an easier relationship or something like that. But they can't imagine their life without you. That magnetic bond, you are like that rubber band. Like they keep springing back to you because you have that powerful bond. Give me a second chance, please, I beg you. So yeah, there's been a lot of trust that's been broken in this connection to do with getting close, then running away again. And they do want a second chance, or maybe a 10th chance. Maybe you've had many like chances, but it's because fundamentally you both didn't fully realize what the true problem or issue was beneath this cycle. But there's going to be a huge breakthrough for many of you. I will get in touch very soon. So yeah, if you give this person the genuine space that they need, and that's very hard because you may have this biggest fear that they will just run away, like the rubber band will snap kind of thing. But for most of you, they will get in touch. They will come closer if you allow that. Okay, so let's pull some messages out of the bag next. This longing, the longing is too painful. Okay, so they will miss you. They will come back. Their longing for harmony is very painful as well, because that is what they've always been striving for deep down. And they just feel like, why do we have this really powerful bond if it's all over the place, if there's this runner and chaser and all these fears and difficulties and conflicts coming up? It's very painful. This person just wants things to be easy and harmonious between you both. For some of you, this could be a twin flame connection. That is why so many wounds are coming up. But I'm also hearing that the more difficulties you go through, and the more you sort of pull away, or that they pull away, and then you reunite over and over and over, the more that's actually helping them realize that you do have such a powerful bond, and that you're meant to, they feel like you are meant to be, they feel like you are meant to work through this, and they're realizing that you do both learn a lot from each other through these cycles of the runner and chaser, and then overcoming different layers to these wounds. Heart on. So that is talking about them getting sexually aroused through feelings of love. I'm hearing from Spirit that you're the only person where they've ever truly felt so turned on by you because of such intense love. So that's something else that's kind of indicating to them that their feelings are real. I feel like this person's continually searching for proof that their feelings are real because they feel so pressured. And again, it's like they felt like, am I just pretending to feel this way to myself because I feel pressured, or is it genuine feelings? So they've continually been searching for proof that their feelings are real, kind of thing. Different paths. What I'm hearing with that is you may have had very different upbringings, or it could be like opposite upbringings. Like I'm hearing for some of you, it's like some of you were in a family where there wasn't conflict. There was a lot of avoidant attachment. And then for the other person, there may be a lot of, in childhood, there may have been a lot of confrontation, a lot of arguments, a lot of roller coaster, intense emotions kind of projected outwards, a lot of people lashing out or something like that. And for the other person, it may have been the exact opposite. Emotions were bottled up. They weren't talked about. There was passive aggressiveness. And so maybe this is creating a lot of conflicts between you both, a lot of misunderstanding when it comes to conflict. We have unworthy. So this person doesn't feel good enough. When they're doubting their feelings for you because of that pressure, then they feel like you love them more, and they feel bad, and that isn't true. It's just the fears that get in the way of them knowing their true feelings, but their mind's telling them that you love them more than they love you, even though they want to love you more. They want to allow their feelings to come out. We have ego high. So I feel like when it comes to conflicts with this person, the ego gets involved. There's like been power struggles. It's like both of you have felt like the other person's intentionally trying to hurt you, kind of thing. And then the ego gets involved and tries to be in control of the conflict or the situation. So let's look at the divination dice next. Yeah, they want harmony. I see this music as harmony. They want to feel joy, you know, like listening. When you listen to certain music, it's just so uplifting. It makes you feel so much joy. They want to feel like true nourishment in this connection. This connection is nourishing. It may not feel that way in the mind, but the soul knows this is food for the soul. This is true nourishment, true learning on a deep, deep level. You're understanding your patterns, your biggest fears with each other. We have the toadstool here. This is your connection growing. There's a lot of quick, rapid growth in kind of shitty circumstances. So a very difficult relationship, but a very powerful learning relationship. Yeah, Spirit is really watching over your connection. It is a divine connection. You're learning all sorts of things about healthy boundaries, how to communicate effectively. Spirit is protecting you both, protecting the connection. And this person is very aware that it is a divine connection. So you may be hearing from them very soon. They may be reaching out to you through some sort of written communication. I also feel like this connection is very inspirational. It's giving, for some of you, some divine, like it's helping you in some sort of divine mission, because you're learning a lot, and some of you are feeling called to express that outwards. But yeah, more generally speaking, this person may reach out to you through some sort of written communication. So let's finish off this reading by looking at the charms. What additional information do you need to know about this connection, about this person's feelings? Yeah, so at times for this person, this connection feels like a ticket to hell. You've been through hell and back with this person. But we have, I love you to the moon and back. So the moon is in the tarot is about fears. It's about the subconscious coming into your conscious awareness. So that's like the wounds, the blocks, the fears coming up to be examined. You're really going through a lot with this person, but they love you to the moon and back. They keep coming back after fear. And yeah, with this airplane, I'm just seeing it as this person has a tendency to run away. The fight, flight, or freeze. They take flight. But you have a swan here, and it's a black swan. This is really saying that you have that really powerful bond. Again, it could be that you're twin flames. And they know that deep down. And what you are really working through right now is better communication, better understanding, better expression of self, because you've both been bottled up in many ways or felt stuck in your lives throughout pretty much most of your lives. And I'm hearing that this connection is so powerful that it's really helping liberate you both into being more of your true selves without having so many barriers around. So I really hope this reading has resonated deeply with you and has been very helpful. If it has, please give it a thumbs up, write a comment, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye. Welcome to set of cards number 3. You've chosen the white card, and this is the Rider-Waite Tarot. We're looking very deeply into your person's feelings for you. So I've already pulled out the cards. We're going to be looking at the tarot, followed by lots of messages cards, and then a bit later the divination dice, the charms, and pulling messages out of the bag as well. Okay, so how is your person currently feeling about you? You have the 4 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, the 6 of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles, and Judgment. Wow. So then we have some messages from the heart cards. These are ready on my website. I'm selling them. They're ready for pre-order. I'm going to be sending those out in late September. So if you're interested in getting a copy, the details are below this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. You have Daydreamer, Man Cave, Insecure, Risk Taking, Bitterness, and Ghosting. Okay, so this person has fears of intimacy, fears of getting close. They can be quite stubborn, being in their shell, being in their man cave. Maybe they're ghosting you right now. But it's very positive. They want to come out of that. They do want to make amends. They do want to have that reunion. But there's a lot of fear. This person, maybe they feel like you're trying to micromanage this connection, or you're trying to convince them to take certain actions or feel certain ways. Maybe they're even feeling with this Judgment card that the universe is trying to force them down a particular road. But this is like their ego being in stubbornness. And this is a connection of deeper understanding. This person is being called to let down their guard, let down their barriers, let down their defenses and really open their heart. But this person, they really struggle with that. They feel much more comfortable daydreaming and being kind of alone. And it's because of their insecurities. They feel very anxious. They may have an anxious avoidant attachment style, like they're very much attached to you. They do want to move out of adversity into a brighter future, but sometimes they can be quite passive and they spend a lot of time just fantasizing about that. This person has a tendency to favor escapism, and they have a lot of dreams and goals about your connection, a lot of desires. They have a lot of fantasies, like sexual fantasies as well. But I feel like they're passive right now. They're not taking action. Their fantasies, their goals and their dreams are ungrounded, but they do think about how to manifest that. This may be a case of their biggest goal and dream is this reunion with you. They think about you all the time. They think about being close with you, having an amazing relationship, but at the same time, perhaps they grew up in a family where it was very emotionally avoidant. There was an avoidant attachment style in their family life, so they feel much more comfortable, much more used to loving from afar kind of thing, or emotions not being expressed, or them living out. It's like they're living out their biggest dreams and fantasies with you through their mind. But when it comes to taking action, they're a lot slower to do that. We do have risk taking though, taking a leap of faith, trust in the divine, intuitive against all odds, taking action, courage, and going for it. So this person is going to break out of their self-imposed limitations, but it may be kind of slow, but for them it's like a really big deal. There is a breakthrough here within your connection. This Six of Wands is victory after adversity. Okay, so this person, they may feel as though you have bitterness towards them. They may feel as though you're judging them. They may feel as though they're these beggars here and you're very generous, you're very giving. But this person, they want to feel like victorious. Okay, so this person may kind of fantasize or about, even though this sounds hurtful, they may sometimes fantasize about other people. If those other people look up to them, maybe they feel like you judge them and you're looking down to them because there's bitterness, because they ghosted you and they have these problems. So in their mind, they think about connections where people look up to them and these other people don't see their problems. And so yeah, this person can have kind of like a wandering eye or a wandering mind kind of thing. And it's because they're insecure. They have these blocks, they have this emotional unavailability, and deep down they know that, and it's very painful for them. They don't know how to overcome those blocks and those wounds. So in order to feel that fulfillment, they daydream, they fantasize about having these like perfect, amazing relationships, and they definitely think about that with you as well. I'm hearing from Spirit, sometimes they keep distance from you because they know that you're like pining after them, or that's what they like to think. They know that you're kind of thinking about them and you're fantasizing about them from afar. They want to be your biggest fantasy, okay, because they feel like their true self will disappoint you. They want to be your hero, but they don't feel that way deep down about themselves. But nonetheless, there is a slow movement forward, there is progress, there is breakthroughs in your connection. This person, they are becoming tired of like living in fantasy land. They do want to ground things, they want reality. They want to feel normal because they feel a bit abnormal. They feel like there's something wrong with them, okay? I'm not saying there is. This is like a very common wound that a lot of people go through, but they are wanting to be generous with you. They really are wanting to be that best version of themselves, but sometimes as soon as things start getting real and these problems, these triggers come up, they can retreat again. They may feel bitterness towards you because you highlight to them their blocks and their struggles, and then maybe that is why they think about these other people that they're not interacting with as much, because those other people haven't like seen their flaws or something like that. So there's very much cycles here of this person ghosting you, but then they're thinking about you all the time and then they're getting closer. But there is a slow like transition here. They are learning to open their heart a lot more. They're learning from the divine. They're seeing their patterns clearly. I'm hearing from Spirit they've been keeping their distance from you for a long time because they just didn't know how to overcome their blocks and wounds. Like they just didn't know how to, like it was such an ingrained part of who they are. Like they They deep down believed that is who they are. They didn't realize it was just their wounds, and that isn't who they truly are. But some sort of epiphany, some sort of understanding is coming through to them very soon, where they are going to realize that that isn't their true self, and that they do deserve to have a healthy, balanced relationship and true love that's grounded, and they're seeing light at the end of the tunnel. So they're having more faith in themselves, more faith to be able to conduct themselves in a healthy way in a relationship, because I feel like they have a history of being all over the place, hot and cold, head versus heart, feeling extremely insecure, and then hurting people because of their fears, kind of wreaking havoc in their relationships, and then causing other people to feel rejected and abandoned. So they learn to not trust themselves. Like, so a part of them has been holding back because they fear really hurting you. But they're overcoming this. They're having an epiphany very soon about this. They're realizing that they can change. They're becoming more secure in who they truly are, beyond these fears and thought patterns and this distrust that they have around themselves, kind of thing. So let's look at some messages cards. Let's start all over again. Ace of Cups. So yeah, look, this is like the Ace of Cups was being offered to them, and they didn't know how to take it in a healthy way. They didn't know how to receive love and therefore be able to give love in a healthy way. So they didn't know how to be stable or feel stable in a real grounded relationship. So to counteract that loneliness, they spend a lot of time daydreaming, but they really want to ground your connection. It just said 11:11 then on the camera. So it could be mirroring between you. There could have been some runner chaser thing because of fears of abandonment and rejection. So a lot of daydreaming going on, but they're ready, I'm hearing from Spirit, to graduate or move out of that kind of comfort zone and step into a higher level of understanding, maturity, and taking responsibility, and just knowing that they can overcome these problems and that they're not so fixed within them, that they can change and heal. How do we make positive change? Yeah, and that's a 10. They want to release the old cycle. They want to really be present. They really want to have a healthy, grounded relationship with you. They're starting to really believe that they can achieve that. They can do it. It's not impossible, okay? The reason they've been holding back from you is because they felt it was impossible for them to overcome their difficulties. But they're starting to realize that it's not impossible. There is that light at the end of the tunnel. So they're thinking, that's really interesting. How do we make positive change? That's over that Six of Swords, moving out of adversity and into a brighter future. And that's divine masculine steering that boat there. So they're like, how can they heal themselves? How can they heal this connection? I'm totally broken, 10 of Swords. So yeah, they have this fear of feeling so disappointed in themselves. Deep down, they haven't come forward 100% in the past because they felt like they would fail. They would fail you. They'd fail themselves, and then that would prove to them that they're broken. Okay, they're totally broken, and so those fears of failure just were so strong that, again, they've spent a long time throughout their adult life being a daydreaming, fantasizing about these amazing, flawless connections, relationships, and they were trying to perhaps even put that across to you. They were trying to make out they were flawless. They were afraid of getting too close to you, because if you got too close, then you would see their flaws, and they didn't want you to confirm their biggest fears, that they're broken and there's something wrong with them. Okay, so this is not a case of them not loving you. This is totally a case of them feeling like they're broken, messed up. There's something wrong with them, and they were just so afraid of a relationship with you confirming that to them. That's their biggest fear. But they're much stronger now. They're coming into strength. This is the Strength card. Yeah, they're having that epiphany. They're having that realization that they're not broken, and that this is actually a very common cycle that many, many people will go through. They're going to feel much more secure within themselves, and therefore secure within their feelings for you, because their subconscious would have been coming in and telling them that they don't have these feelings for you, they don't love you. But that was their subconscious, the ego trying to protect them and tell themselves that they don't need this connection with you, and that was to avoid, their biggest fears being proven to them, that if they got close to you, then they would realize they have all these problems or these issues, that they're broken, and feeling like there's something wrong with them. So that's why they were running or ghosting or keeping you at a distance. But they're much stronger now, or very soon they're going to have these realizations that are going to make monumental change. Change is scary but worth it. This is the Death card. That's the ending of that old cycle, and taking some baby steps, because it's not going to be overnight. This person, it's a huge risk for them, just taking those baby steps towards being more open, trusting themselves more, knowing that they do deserve love, knowing that they're not broken. Change is scary but worth it. They're actually taking conscious action towards their own healing, which is allowing them to open up more and get closer to you. So we have the Our Eternal Love cards next. I can't put my life on hold like this anymore. This is really positive. They're realizing that just through living out, or trying to get this emotional fulfillment through daydreaming, but ultimately isolating themselves, that was putting their life on hold. They're realizing that now. They want a grounded, healthy relationship. They feel ready now to step into that higher level of learning and maturity. Yeah, I felt safer to live in a daydream. I was scared of getting hurt. Yeah, that explains everything that I was just talking about. It felt safer for them, and they wouldn't have consciously realized that. This has all been happening on a subconscious level. They didn't even understand their own reasons or why they were acting the way they were, or why they were doing what they were doing. They didn't know, but now they are becoming aware of that, consciously aware of their motives behind certain actions and the way that they were living their life, so they can make that change. I am a mess. I don't even know how to love myself or have a healthy relationship. So yeah, and this is near that I'm totally broken card. So that was like their biggest fears, that they're a complete mess, they're totally broken, they don't know how to love themselves, they don't know how to have a healthy relationship, they're going to mess everything up. He's going to confirm that they're just screwed up. That's what they were running away from for a long time. I'm embarrassed about my actions. I wouldn't be able to look you in the eyes. So yeah, they're embarrassed about certain things that they did from that place of fear. I'm hearing that they were embarrassed about wearing a certain mask and trying to make out like they were this perfect person, and wanting you to really look up to them and be in awe of them and put them on a pedestal as well. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I've been foolish and taken you for granted. I regret hurting you. So for some, they were ghosting you, or they were keeping you at arm's length. Maybe they were fantasizing about a different connection because they started to feel like you were seeing them in a bad light, and that was kind of threatening to prove that they're messed up to them. And so maybe they started fantasizing about someone else or something like that. And but now they're seeing it clearly. They feel like they've taken you for granted, and they do regret hurting you. So these are my soul's desire cards. I can't imagine my life without you. So that's really positive. means so much to them. They know that you're highly significant in their life. They know you're some sort of soulmate, maybe even twin flame. Maybe they know that label, maybe they don't. That doesn't matter, but ultimately they know that you're a significant connection to them. And they may be regretting that it's taken them a while to fully realize how significant you are to them. I'm ready. I don't want to fight this anymore. So wow, this is really powerful. This is really saying they are having that epiphany. They are having these realizations. This is a huge leap for them. This is a huge leap in consciousness. And they're going to be taking a huge leap of faith when it comes to trusting themselves, opening their heart, reaching out to you. I'm sorry, I run. This is just also intense and I don't know how to handle it. So that's how they were feeling in the past. Obviously, this isn't going to transform like overnight, just like that. And there will be sometimes a little bit of back and forth. But overall, they have reached a huge epiphany, or they will very, very soon over the next few weeks. And because they'll be able to make sense of things, then this won't seem such a huge mountain for them to climb. It will seem much more achievable for them to have a healthy interaction with you and open themselves up for a healthy relationship. I've been through hell and back. Yeah, I feel like this person, they torment themselves so much with that inner critic. And they know that they've hurt you many times, and then that's confirmed to them. This story that they've attached to who they are about being messed up and hurting you, and you are my twin flame. So yeah, that confirms that they know that you're highly significant, that you have this really, really powerful bond. Okay, so let's pull some messages out of the bag next. Losing my mind. And this has like a double meaning. It's like they were losing their mind every time they felt like they messed up, and it confirmed to them their story that they were really screwed up. That made them lose their mind, that made them feel so much pain, because they felt like it was a confirmation that they could never change, they could never have a healthy relationship, they could never be happy, they could never make anyone else happy. But the other meaning of losing my mind is they're losing that story, they're losing the inner critic, the overactive mind, the thinking too much. They're losing their mind to allow that intuitive knowing to come through, that epiphany that they aren't that story that they've attached to themselves. Separation. So they're losing their mind that you're in a separation as well. They don't want to be in separation anymore. They're ready. They don't want to fight this anymore. They're overcoming the separation that they've had with themselves, their true self. Their mind, their story was separating them from their truth. I need you. So they definitely want to start over with you. We belong together. Yeah, there's a strong healing within this person and within your connection. It's really, really powerful. So let's look at the divination dice next. The horse. Whenever I see horses, it's like on the path of your highest good. So this is the divine stepping in, making these realizations happen within this person, helping them to trust themselves more. Wow, this one always reminds me of the Six of Swords, which came out. Moving out of adversity into a brighter future. This is a major new beginning within this person, and therefore within your connection as well. Wolf, I immediately see this as howling at the moon. They're longing for you, they're missing you. The moon is about fears and illusions coming up to the surface to be revealed in the light. So, and I'm seeing a cage here. They were caged in their fears, but those stories are coming into their conscious awareness. They're realizing it's just a story and that it isn't their truth. So yeah, they've been feeling a lot of sadness. They may have been crying a lot. The cloud reminds you of thought bubbles. They were daydreaming, fantasizing. But the clouds are dissipating. The illusions are dissipating so they can see the truth. And the whip, yeah, that was like their fears were controlling them so much. But they are overcoming that. There's that healing, intense healing. So let's finish this reading by looking at the charms. What additional information do you really need to know about this connection, about this person's feelings? Wow, we have Wonder Woman and her lasso of truth. This person is realizing the truth. But I'm also feeling if you pressure this person, if you're trying to capture them, if you're trying to chase them and get them to speak their truth, then they're just going to run away. To give them the time and the space so they're not spending all their energy trying to run away. They have time and energy to go inwards and have these epiphanies. Their heart is in the right place. We have this heartbeat here, and I also see it as purity, innocence, and the skeleton key. That's like your connection opens up all the locks, all the locked doors, all the closed doors, all the barriers and blocks. Your connection is opening all the doors. So much transformation, so much healing. So I really hope this reading has resonated deeply with you and been helpful. If it has, please give it a thumbs up, write a comment, share it, subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in ordering these cards, then please check out the link below this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye. Welcome to set of cards number 4. You've chosen the black card here. This is the Halloween Tarot. I really love this deck. So this reading, we're going to be looking into how your person's really feeling about you right now. We're going to look into the tarot. We've got tons of messages cards. A little bit later, we'll also be looking into the divination dice, the charms, and pulling messages out of the bag. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so how is your person currently feeling about you? Starting off with the Devil. The Two of Pentacles. The Six of Cups. The Hanged Man. And the Moon. So very powerful energies here. 3 major arcana cards. So then we have the messages from the heart cards. These are available on my website for pre-order. I'll be sending them out in late September. So if you're interested in getting a copy, please check out the link below this video and in the description box. You have social media. Crossroads. Heartbreak. Fear. Cat and Mouse. And Wounded. Okay, so Right at the center, we have the Six of Cups. So this is really positive. There's a lot of heavy energies in your reading, but it's very, very positive. This is the Soulmate card. They see you as a very powerful soulmate connection. They feel this deep love. They feel a deep resonance with you. They feel like you are the one for them. They feel so much more connected to the divine. This Six of Cups is also someone from your past returning to your life. Okay, so there's the Devil here as well. This is all about karma that's between you both, and fears and wounds and blocks, and how the mind creates all these fears. This is a lot of negative stories as well. I feel like this person is very fearful when it comes to relationships, especially your relationship, because it's so intense. It's such a powerful soulmate connection that a lot of wounds are meant to be like triggered up within this connection. So the moon is fear as well, but it's also illusions. Those stories, the negative stories that we believe are so real but really limit us and keep us in major comfort zones and not taking a risk, not opening our hearts. All those blocks are coming to the surface within this person to be revealed, for them to understand. And that's also what the Hanged Man is about as well. He purposely hangs himself upside down by the ankle in order to see things from a different perspective. It's actually a card of enlightenment. So if you're in a separation, if you're in a pause right now, it is for enlightenment. This person has a lot of difficulties with the Two of Pentacles between head and heart. They feel very insecure, very unstable. Their emotions, like these seas in the background, are all over the place at times, and it's because their mind, their stories, their fears get too involved in matters of the heart, and it creates a lot of heartbreak within them. They feel like they're unstable in relationships. They feel like they hurt people and that hurts them. They feel like they've hurt you. And that creates intense heartbreak for them, intense sadness. They're grieving a lot. They feel like they've created a lot of losses, a lot of separation. They have a lot of regrets. They may feel like they betrayed you. That's like their biggest fear, that they hurt you. Sorry about that. They may be crying over you and mourning the loss at times. So yeah, this person, they find it hard to trust themselves when it comes to their feelings versus their thoughts, or their heart versus their fear, love versus fear. So that's why they're kind of coming across as being hot and cold at times, coming towards you and then ghosting you perhaps. There's this crossroads. They feel this intense love, the Six of Cups, the soulmate cards, and then they feel the Devil. They feel like it may be trapping them. They have these intense fears of being stuck and being trapped and being in a relationship, because then that's when all these wounds are triggered up. That's when they have to really be honest with themselves and work on themselves, because relationships are very challenging. They're very difficult. They're very painful at times, as well as the deep love. And this just sends this person into a complete emotional roller coaster. They don't know what's up, they don't know what's down, kind of thing. So they've lost a lot of faith in themselves to be able to navigate in a balanced, healthy way. This person, yeah, they don't know what is real and what isn't real, their thoughts or their feelings. And so maybe this person's kind of given up on relationships. Maybe they go inwards a lot, or they're an introvert. In some cases it could be the opposite. Maybe they come across as a bit of a player. They have shallow relationships, but lots of them, because deep down they don't trust themselves when it comes to real deep intimacy emotionally, because again it brings up them feeling all over the place. It forces them to look at themselves and their blocks, their wounds. And that's very frightening. You know, the ego likes to deny the parts of ourselves we need to work on. The ego likes us to think that we're quite balanced, well-rounded individuals, healthy emotions and all things like that. And through your connection particularly, because it's so deep, it brings up all these truths about these blocks and wounds that need sorting through. And maybe they feel like they don't even know where to start within that emotional healing. They feel like they're so like messed up or something like that. So that is why they're coming across as hot and cold to you. That is why you don't know where you stand a lot of the time with this person, because they're trying to make sense of their feelings, and then they feel like at a complete loss to understanding their own emotions and their own motivations, and so they bury their head in the sand a lot, is what I'm feeling. And right now it's all coming to a head, I feel. With the moon though, this is showing that they're at a crossroads. They can choose to go down this path, this fearful path of the unknown, come out of their comfort zone, and be more balanced, but they are struggling with that right now. So this isn't a case of whether they love you or not. They do love you. They see you as a soulmate, but their feelings for you at times are very much buried beneath all of these fears. These fears are so much in their mind, and they have sleepless nights, or they're so consumed with these fears in some cases, or for others it's like that they're being so consumed has overwhelmed them so much that they're running away, they're in denial, they're trying to just distract themselves. But underneath that, it's a love that is so strong for you, and it's only because the love is so strong that all these fears are coming up. If they didn't love you, then the fears wouldn't be coming up like this. So yeah, that seems really ironic. But that is at the core of what's going on here for this person. So I feel like they're spying on your social media. They may be communicating with you online. In some cases that you may not be in communication at all. In some cases it could be that they're even catfishing you. They've created fake accounts to spy on you, but that will only be a small amount of you. They may be stalking you and being obsessive about you from afar, but then it becomes too much. They feel like they're messing up with you. They feel like they're failing, and I feel like that is why their ego is trying to make them deny their feelings to themselves, because they don't want to feel heartbreak. They don't want to feel like their insecurity, their instability, messed everything up. That's their biggest fear, of heartbreak and them feeling responsible for everything going wrong. So they're trying to avoid heartbreak, but then they feel so drawn to you that is why it's like a cat and mouse, runner and chaser. Fear of intimacy, fear of abandonment, hot and cold, roller coaster of emotions, intense triggering. Okay, so let's look into some message cards before we look at the divination dice and the charms. Yeah, I'm too scared to face up to it. This is the Seven of Swords. So this person has a tendency to run away. They could even run away into daydreaming, escapism, fantasies. Maybe in some cases, they give you all these promises, but then you feel like it's all talk and no action, because when it comes down to it, they're too scared to face up to their own wounds, their own belief that there's something wrong with them and that they're going to mess everything up. So it feels safer for them to convince themselves with these fantasies and goals and dreams, and then enthusiastically telling you about those and hoping that can happen. But there's maybe a denial, or they just don't fully realize that their fears are still very strong. You are my perfect person. This is the Two of Cups. So maybe they feel you're too good for them. But again, this is another soulmate card. You are on the same page. I feel like you may be mirroring these fears and wounds back to each other. Even if it doesn't appear that way, sometimes it can seem like the chaser is the one that's totally ready for emotional intimacy and commitment, but often we chase someone who's unavailable emotionally because we are too, and it's safer to kind of love from afar, and this person's loving you from afar through daydreams and fantasies and running, okay? And sometimes perhaps in your connection even the roles reverse, just like that Two of Pentacles. Maybe sometimes you're the chaser and then sometimes you're the runner and they're the chaser kind of thing. You're my perfect person. I also feel this person's wearing a mask. They want you to see them as the perfect person. If they get too close to you, then you're going to see their flaws even more. And they don't want that. They want you to feel that they're perfect. So this is like their ego trying to protect themselves. When you put them on a pedestal, it's really validating this person. It's making them feel good about themselves. And they don't want to lose that. It's like they have a poor self-image. They feel like they're messed up. But if you like look up to them, then that also helps inspire them to be the best version of themselves. But yeah, they're afraid of like letting you down. So how else are they currently feeling about you? Let's heal this. Six of Swords. This is, they want to move out of adversity. They want to move out of the choppy waters, the roller coaster of emotions, the runner and chaser. They want harmony, peace, a renewal, a reunion, you both being on the same page. They really want to heal this. They do, but there still may be some hot and cold here even in the future, a little bit, but it's lessening. They're becoming more secure in trusting themselves, trusting their own intuition. I'm so weighed down. 10 of Wands. So yeah, that's why they've run away at times. They've just been so weighed down by these heavy burdens of a story that they've attached to themselves, where they believe themselves to be messed up for them, that they believe that they're a failure or they're gonna fail. So they stayed in their comfort zone, and this is all happening on a subconscious level. They don't even know consciously why they're acting the way they are, why they're doing what they're doing, kind of thing. It feels like a mess to them. They've even been trying to understand what's going on, and when they can't understand it consciously, it makes them feel like it's impossible to overcome these difficulties, because they just keep repeating that they're trying to get to the root of why. But when it all gets a bit too much, then they like run away. They go in their man or their woman cave, and they may ghost you. They may try to just deny to themselves their feelings for you, because it's all just so painful and heartbreaking. You are my soulmate. The Six of Cups again. So 2 cards, 2 Six of Cups have come out. Yeah, this is what's so painful for them. They're like, there's all these difficulties, there's all this karma, there's all this problems, maybe conflicts, confusion, fears, basically major instability, or so it seems on the surface, but your connection below all that on the deeper levels is very strong. Very strong connection, and it is secure on a true deeper levels, but all the surface level, it just feels so all over the place, and they're fearful of being so heartbroken if you know they're believing that perhaps it's impossible to overcome these difficulties or this karma or the obstacles. So then we have the Our Eternal Love cards. Past life karma is causing a deep rejection fear I'm not even consciously aware of. Okay, so you've been through this karma, these difficulties, these lessons in many past lives as well. And so those soul memories and those fears and wounds are have bled through from that past life, and they're still within the subconscious, they're still within the soul's knowing deep down. So it's causing this person to fear rejection, fear all these painful emotions coming up again. I grew up with bad role models. I have no clue how to love you like you deserve. Okay, so I feel like this person, they grew up with some kind of emotional unavailability. It could have been that people never spoke of their feelings within the family, and there was a coldness, or it could be opposite. Maybe there was a lot of turmoil, there was a lot of abuse or conflict or emotions flying all over the place. And so much all over the place, roller coaster of emotions. So that's what they learned. That's what they learned relationships to be. They're trying to be calm, balanced with you, but they're not sure how to do that. You and I are like a ball of wool. You're one end of the string and I the other, but we're a tangled mess. Okay, so yeah, this is talking about your unbreakable bond, and that they know that you're soulmates. You're like the same piece of string, divine masculine one end, divine feminine the other, but you're a tangled mess. This is representing the karma that's between you. That there is a soul contract for you both to heal. So that does mean a lot of triggering is going to happen, a lot of conflict that leads to deeper awareness, deeper understanding. But it's very challenging. You're so perfect. I don't think I can be that perfect. So we also had, you are my perfect person. So they've definitely put you on a pedestal. They're judging themselves as not being good enough for you. They're afraid of hurting you. They know they already have hurt you. They feel really, really bad about that. Really terrible. They're trying to will themselves into being more secure, more balanced, more stable. But then the wounds from past lives even are triggered up again, and then it triggers their biggest fears, and then they're reactive again. This may be a pattern that you've been going through, but it's going to get less and less and less, and more harmony is going to return in the long run. We have, I don't deserve you. I regret many things from the past that I can't take back. So yeah, a lot of fears led to a lot of reactivity from that place of fear, rather than a heart-based response. And they have a lot of regrets. So now we have the My Soul's Desire cards. I was conditioned to hide my feelings since childhood. Okay, so yeah, I feel this person definitely came from a family where there was a lot of emotional unavailability. Emotions just weren't talked about. So this may be a major issue in your connection. They really struggled to make sense of their feelings, to understand their feelings, and therefore be able to express their feelings. I'm terrified of being vulnerable with you in case I get hurt. I'm sorry. Okay, so this could be the other case where in childhood, when they opened up about their feelings, it was taken the wrong way. Or the sharing of feelings wasn't reciprocated. There wasn't like healthy emotional or healthy discussions about emotions or something like that. So they're terrified of being vulnerable in case they feel rejected by you in some way, and then that's like triggering a major childhood wound or inner child wound. Yes, my love for you is real. Never doubt it. So their love is true. They know that you doubt it sometimes, and that really hurts them because they wish you just knew without a doubt. I'm so very sorry. Please find it in your heart to forgive me. So yeah, they feel like they've hurt you really badly in your connection, and they are like truly, genuinely really sorry about them. It fills them with dread when they think about how they've hurt you. I'm ready to commit to you 100%. Wow. That's what they want. I feel like it will take longer than what they hope it's going to take, but they are committed to your connection. You know, even if like you're in a separation, you're not talking right now, they're still thinking about you. They're still thinking about how to fix things, how to unravel that knot, that ball of wool that's all tangled up, how to overcome the karma between you both. So let's pull some messages out of the bag next. Yeah, they're hoping and praying that you can overcome these difficulties and have a harmonious relationship together. Chasing. Yeah, I feel like we did have cat and mouse as well. There was a runner-chaser dynamic. Maybe they felt pressured into opening up and being vulnerable before they felt ready, so then they ran away without even consciously knowing why, and they knew that they hurt you. So a few have fallen out here. Yeah, separation. Yeah, they're problem solving in this time of separation. How can they fix the connection? How can you come back together? Too good for me, yeah. They feel like they've hurt you a lot and that you deserve better. And we have shy. Okay, so they may be shy about being vulnerable and coming out of their shell. Okay, so let's finish this reading by looking at the charms. What additional information do you need to know about how this person feels about you right now? And we've got the divination dice. I nearly forgot that as well. So this one just fell down. I feel like it is significant. They're in their shell. They can be clammed up at times. And they're really trying to overcome that tendency. We have fuckboy repellent. So to you, it may have seemed like they were just messing you around. They were purposely trying to hurt you, but it wasn't. They were in their shell. They didn't understand their emotions. They grew up where emotions weren't spoken of, and so they never really had a healthy way in which to really learn and understand their own emotions or how to express them. So anytime when things have got emotionally intense, they may have had a tendency to run away. But there's a change, there's a transformation here. There's this butterfly with the pearl. They see you as a pearl. Their heart's in the right place. There's a clamshell and a pearl. That's very interesting. There's a transformation in their heart. They're going to open their heart and reveal their pearl, their emotions to you. So we have the candle here. Reminds you of Christmas, the holidays. So maybe something significant is going to happen during Christmas time, or this may be relevant in some kind of way. Something already happened last Christmas that was very significant for some of you. So candle is like them seeing the light as well. Their candle is still burning for you. This connection is the key to opening both of your heart. It is opening their heart very much as well as your own. So I'm seeing this as like the violin, even if it's like the cello, the bass. But I'm seeing this as the violin, and them feeling down, feeling sorry for themselves a bit right now, but they're feeling sorry for you as well. They want to be in harmony with you as well. I just heard orchestra and then orchestration. There's a grander orchestration from the divine going on within your connection. Okay, so let's finally look at the divination dice. Man cave. Did that come out? No, it didn't. There's a man cave card, but it didn't come out in your reading. But yeah, they've been in their man cave. They're trying to prod themselves. They do have this tendency to go into their shell a lot, but that's the karma within your connection. You started off with the devil card. That's the karma that you're both healing. Jester hat, this is the Fool. They will take a leap of faith. Sometimes they feel like they've acted foolishly. They may be kind of hiding away because they're embarrassed by their actions, but they've been a bit of a jester. Maybe this, in some cases, is someone that's a joker to kind of hide their vulnerabilities. They joke around a lot. But this is also them taking a leap of faith on your connection. It's a brand new beginning within your connection. Coming out of feeling stuck. So this is another confirmation. This person wasn't trying to mess you around on purpose. They genuinely were emotionally stuck in some kind of way. They felt they were captive to their fears. But they're opening their heart. It may feel like opening Pandora's box. It feels very risky to them to open their heart, but they see you as this treasure. They want to treasure this connection and really open up, come out of their shell. And yeah, this is reminding me of the social media as well, but also photos are like capturing good memories. They may be looking at old photos or thinking about old memories, reminiscing about you and the connection. And they want to make new memories with you. They want that new beginning. So I really hope this reading has been helpful. If it has, please give it a thumbs up, write a comment, share it and subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in purchasing the messages from the heart cards, please check out the link below this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.